Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight we have Stu. And there's been some updates, some breaking news. It just came out, I would say, maybe less than 30 minutes ago from David Ornstein. And Bryan Mbeumo has decided he wants to join Man United, and the Old Trafford club is set to open talks with Brentford in the pursuit of the player, the Cameroonian. So it will be interesting. Other transfer news. There's some updates on Højlund. There's an Italian club looking at him, and yeah, we are linked to a centre back. This is something that's a little bit on the edge, but we will go through it. A guy from Udinese, so stay tuned. And obviously we will talk a little bit about the Cunha signing. So guys, it's good to be back. It's been 1 week since we were last time, me and Stu. So guys, smash the like while you wait, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in 2 seconds after the intro. Yes, people, we are back. Guess who's back? The Tactical Devils are back. Stu and Jarvis.
We are.
Good to see you, old friend. It's been a while now.
It's been
1 week.
a long time, I know, but it's been nice to recharge the batteries. But there's a lot been going on, hasn't there? In terms of family life, in terms of pretty much everything else. So big up to the Devilish Tacticos. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're always much appreciated. Big up to the mods, and wow, we got some news.
Yes, we have some breaking news. I would say the article came out 9:27, so it's not long ago. Well, half an hour ish. From David Ornstein, and let me just read through it quickly. Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo wants to join Man United. Clubs set to open talk. So, on that headline, Stu, do you think the clubs are open to set talk?
Well, there are in our sector a lot of clickbait merchants, aren't they? Ornstein doesn't appear to be one of them, to be fair. Ornstein's got a lot of credibility.
Tier one.
Yeah, I think if it come from other sources, you may well consider it to be a little bit fluffy, as we are. But look, we were talking about, as you all know, in the Devilish Tactics, we've been talking about growing or buying local talent for 18 months. We've been talking about you must buy Premier League. And, maybe now they're looking at it and feel that the Premier League is the best way to get some kind of momentum going next season. I think it'll be interesting to see. I quite like Mbeumo. I think he's got a lot of character about him. I mean, he's a big personality, a little bit like Cunha.
Yeah.
But he's got, what did he popped away 20 goals, Premier League goals last season. I think the season before that he popped in 9. The season before that he popped in 9. The season before that he popped in about 4. So he's doing what you would expect a elite footballer to do, and that's not be static. He's increased his productivity and his output. So I'm massively encouraged by that. It'll be a really interesting dynamic to see what he wants to do. Certainly with the way that Mbeumo plays, he likes to play out wide, as we highlighted last week. We know that Cunha likes to drift in and around the middle sector. He'll pop out wides, come in, receive the ball. He'll take it deep on occasions because he likes to run into space. So depending what good old Mr. Fernandez does, and I do believe that somebody's come out and said that apparently his family aren't that interested in going to Saudi Arabia. I also saw a separate tweet saying that £700,000 a week was life-changing money. I couldn't quite get my head around that one, considering 250 grand a week is life-changing money. 50 grand a week is life-changing money. So I couldn't quite actually get my head around that part. What's the difference between 700 grand a week and 250 grand a week when you're in that bracket? It's just a few more million in your bank account added on to the millions you've already got in there. So to us, it'd be live. It will be life changing. So one thing's for sure, very, very clear though, for me, and that is either Ineos or Vivell or Amorim has been pushing for this type of transfer, this Cunha, this Mbeumo, this type of transfer. And I think
Mbeumo, is it Mbeumo or Mbeumo?
You know, I there's a lot of people say it completely. Everybody calls it. I thought it was Mbeumo, but
guys, what do you prefer? Should I just go with Mbeumo? Mbeumo, Mbeumo.
EU in normally go is at way, so it'd be Mbeumo, but look, he's Cameroonian, so we don't know. That is the interesting factor, by the way. He is from Cameroon, and we've got the African nations, so they would have taken that into account as well. I'm hoping, but I think it's very, very, very encouraging right now as we sit here tonight. Very encouraging that we are, and by the way, hugely encouraging that players want to come to Manchester United, and they are choosing to come to Manchester United above all.
Yes,
yes, they're coming to Manchester United. And Mbeumo, I'm only going to Manchester United, and Ornstein, he's got that credibility. So I think there's a huge room for a lot of optimism on this one, and I'll be absolutely delighted. But I would love to know what his plans, Amorim's plans would be, because I think Cunha fits, and I've told you this before, Cunha fits Amorim's system perfectly well for me. He'd be a brilliant player for us. So it'll be interesting to see what else happens. We've got to move quickly. We've got a 10-day window, haven't we? Isn't it something like June the 1st to June the 10th or June the 15th or something like that before the World Club Cup? So we've got a very small window here. And these players can join July the 1st, can't they? So
yes.
It'd be really, really interesting to see. So I'm happy tonight. Yes,
Stu, a lot of people tuning in, although we haven't been live for a week. I think YouTube has forgotten about us. A lot of you have, but and the notifications on YouTube are not always cooperative. So I just want to say hi. I see we have Dave here, Dave 147, Jordan Ball, Trevor Wade, Mr. B coming in. Good to see you. Danny B is here. Rush Mono, all the usual, the legends always tune in. The Rootinator, our moderator. Thank you, Rooty. And who else? Fred the Red is here. Welsh Girl 68.
Johnny K, the legend.
Yes,
Johnny K's in
Johnny
the house.
Mode. Twisted Faith is coming in. That's a name I haven't seen too often. Cunha, Mbeumo, Ahmad, Mateta, front line. Out. Bring it to me now. Ineos. Yeah.
I think he's on it. Bring it to me now.
Yeah, bring it to me.
Bring it to me. Yes.
And let's not forget my fellow Norwegian Jarle Malmin coming in. Big up, all of you guys tuning in. I'm so grateful.
Everyone's in the house.
Yes, and Wisser is here too. Big up, Wisser. Good to see you.
I've been down with the kids though. Everyone's in the house. I've got it down. I've got the kids speak down. Oh, I'm doing. I was going to put a rap there.
Trendy type of guys, Stu.
One tries. One definitely tries.
Before we go further on the
Mm,
Mbeumo case, because I have some updates, some things we can talk about. But
yes.
where were you today exactly, Stu?
Well, I've been quite busy today, but my boy, I took my boy up to Old Trafford for him to participate in playing on the turf today, the fabled turf. So while he was doing that, I was in the old Red Cafe working. Can you believe it? I was working today, Jarvis, but the
Yes.
young lads popped up on the Theatre of Dreams, and yeah, so we had a great time, which I was
So,
really
so
pleased.
where were you in all of this?
I was in the Red Cafe.
So you weren't down on the
No,
turf?
no, no, no. We weren't allowed to do that, which is fucking shocking, really. But this club, when it comes to looking after fans, they don't care. But honestly, it's just an ordinary day today, and you're just watching. Choose my words carefully because I did have a chuckle. Yeah, grown men in full kits type thing.
Okay.
With with names on the back, and I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. But anyway, look, each to their own. But the mega store, it's just a license. Manchester United is a license to print money.
Yeah.
Just people going out and coming out with bags and bags and bags of gear. It was unbelievable. But whatever we think about the club right now, and let's face it, a lot of us know it's a cesspit, and we know there's problems. Forget bucket wankers like forget it's true. Forget what's happening right now, because maybe the club is trying to turn a corner. But
Yeah.
it's something about standing by the Holy Trinity statue and watching people put flowers down for them, and standing by Sir Alex's statue, and again people putting things, t-shirts or whatever down there, was kind of demonstrated what the club's all about. And the club's all about longevity, history, and we don't like the modern side of Manchester United, but you can't help but love still the real history of Manchester United, and that's kind of what I got from it. So we went to the Red Cafe, we had some dinner, some lunch, which set me back an absolute. And everyone who goes to United knows the prices. It set me back a fucking
You know the
fortune.
food rating of Old Trafford?
Well, the Red Cafe has always been quite good, actually. So
Okay. Okay.
I've been taking Jake there
No,
since.
no food poisoning or
No, we've been
no?
always. I've been
Good.
taking him there since he was a tiddler,
Yeah.
and
You didn't go for the chicken?
no, well, I did actually. I did.
Oh,
Well, I
oh,
think it was chicken. I'm not quite sure
big
what it was.
mistake. Big
I went,
mistake.
I went for barbecue crispy chicken in a wrap, and that was quite nice. And Jake had this huge pizza. We had a couple of cokes, but he popped in with. They were doing some penalties, and he popped one away, which was nice. He's a big lad, isn't he, Jake? Isn't he, Jarvis?
Yeah, yeah,
He's a
yeah.
big lad. He's the usual, typical 24-year-old. He's just the medium rare chicken. But no, he had a great time, and that was the main thing. It was
Yeah.
great. As I say, for me, standing by the Holy Trinity, standing by Sir Alex, I didn't have any pictures. I just paid my respects, as you do. It just reminded me of what Manchester United is all about, and forget the modern side of it. Our history is what it's all about. So, yeah, he had a great time, and that's the thing. We do, yes, that is true, Johnny K. We do allow an honour to play an African pitch. I mean, obviously, as Trev will know, there wasn't a big enough red carpet in and around the stadium to get me on that pitch. You've got to roll up the red fucking carpet for me to spread the old peacock's tail on the pitch. I don't just put the plume out for anyone. And Trev knows this. Trev knows it. So, it didn't have that. But great day for him. Usual waiting around for me, but I don't. I don't really care, as long as he was happy. That's the main thing. But honestly, though, seeing some of the fans was comical. But it was nice. I mean, it's nice that people have
I
all
know,
hated.
I understand that
Yeah.
feeling. But I just want to say to everybody while you're talking about Old Trafford, and it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Mm,
I feel like I missed you guys. So, and I missed you
yes,
too, Stu. So it's been great. Now let's go back to footy.
yes.
We have something here. Let's just first of all share the David Ornstein tweet. Where is it? Here yeah, this is the one. Yes. Well, no, it's not that one. But it's another one.
Trev rinsing me already. Brilliant. Trev's,
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here
while
we
you're
go.
doing that one, Trev, Stu stood by the Holy Trinity and brought his value down tenfold. Very true, Trev. Yeah, it's funny, really, because as I was standing by it, I did feel a crack on the back of the head, and I think it was Dennis Law brushing me aside. Get off, get away.
Yeah.
You cannot stand by me, young man. You're not in my league. And he would be right. Good old Dennis Law, legend, absolute legend.
Best tool FX comes in and say no Mateta, please. We can talk a little bit about Mateta, but first I want to cover the Mbeumo case
Yes,
first, and I will just take my pen and write down Mateta.
Yes.
And I know we will talk about so best tool. We will talk about Mateta, and we have Entaya Simba coming in, say, hey guys, big up, hope you and everybody in the chat is good. Yes, we are. Thank you for asking,
Yeah,
Entaya Simba. Hope you are well too. So now let's go back. This were the Ornstein tweet that came out 45 minutes ago now, 1 hour ago. It says Bryan Mbeumo decides he wants to join Man United, and MUFC now expected to open talks with Brentford in the bid to sign the 25-year-old forward this summer. And Arsenal, Newcastle, Spurs are all interested in the Cameroonian, but he favors Old Trafford. He favors Old Trafford, and a deal is almost agreed from the Athletic. And also, this came up just to give some context to this. Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Bryan Mbeumo. This came out, I would say, early this morning or late yesterday. A £135 pound week per week deal. Yeah, that's reasonable, wouldn't you say? 135.
Who did that come from?
It
Just
came
a
out.
source.
Man United addicts, but where's the source? I had the source somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, where did they get that from? That information from. I do love this time of year because you got the various ITKs, haven't you? Honestly, they make me cry. I mean, 135 grand a week. That's massively precise. So what's Mbeumo want at the minute? 45 grand?
Yeah, I heard 140k, 135, 140. We will know more, but it's ballpark figures. Yeah,
Because I reckon you could get Mbeumo for 90 grand a week.
you reckon 90?
Yeah, he's on about 40, 50 grand, is he? Yala will know how much he's on at Brentford. But if he's on 45, 50 grand, I reckon you get him for 90, 100. But look, 135 grand a week in today's money is reasonable. And we know that from his outputs of 20 Premier League goals last season, and I think he got another 9 in other competitions. His output was very, very good last season, but so was Wissa. Wissa's output was pretty good as well for Brentford, wasn't it, last season? So, look, I think he's look, Danny B is on 45, 50 now. I think you probably could have got him for 100 grand. We'll double your salary, give you 10 grand a week goal or something along those lines. But it doesn't really matter. What's really important is the type of profile of player we're looking at. But as I said right at the very beginning, the actual players that want to join Manchester United, we've not seen this for a long, long time. And Mbeumo, Cunha, we both know, and everyone in the Devilish Tacticos also know that they'd have a choice of clubs. They'd have the pick of clubs, 5, 6, 7 clubs. That's UK and Europe, where they could actually go to. So for me, I'll be honest with you, I think it's telling, and it's telling to the rest of the Premier League, and it's telling for the rest of Europe that Manchester United still has the pull. irrespective of where we are, irrelevant. But what I like about it the most, more than absolutely anything, Jarvis, it's two players. If we get Mbeumo, two players that have got that right. I'm going to go into Manchester United. I'm going to drag it by the fucking bootstraps. I'm going to drag it back up the league.
Yeah.
It's fucking balls to come into a club and do that and think I'm going to be the player that's going to do it. And I love that. It's one of the reasons I would love Emi Martinez in goal. He's got the stones to be able to handle the pressure of playing for Manchester United. Cunha definitely can. I think Mbeumo can as well.
Well, time will show. It's a different animal, even though Cunha is a great player and Mbeumo. But the good thing is they are not like 19 years old. And the Premier League proven. So I think they will handle the pressure right now. So
apart from me, pal, coming in, understanding you don't get much time on the ball. You've got to be sharp with it. Your first touch has got to be on point. You've got to move it quickly. You've got to get your passing accurate. You can't afford to miss a chance because if you do, what happens? They go on the other end and score. All of those are what we need. It's fucking, that's what I'm really, really more pleased about more than anything, pal.
Yeah, Amorim agrees. Most importantly, they both want Man United. So yeah, some more updates. I don't know about the 135. I agree with you, Rashmano. It's a dodgy source, so take it with a pinch of salt when it comes to this. But this also came out. Manchester is from Ben Jacob, and the source is Alex Crook, and he's semi-reliable. And Man United still intended to try for Mbeumo, even if Bruno Fernandes stays. He's one of their leading targets. And this is the interesting thing. Brentford are looking for about 50 million plus pounds. So what do you reckon, Stu? 50 million? Can we do a deal for 50?
I think you probably do a deal for 48, 45 plus add-ons. I don't think he's quite up at the 62 that Cunha had in his buyout clause. So I think 45 plus add-ons. I think you could do a smart deal here. 45. The good thing about it, the good thing about it is if he goes to Brentford and he turns around and says, "Look, I want to go," a little bit like Liam Delap did. I want to go. I want to go to Manchester United. Do not price me out of a move.
Yeah.
Can we work together so that we can do this? I think 45. You might get him. I think they'll want 50 plus, but it's like when you go and buy a house, isn't it? Your house was on the market for 2 million, and you offered 1.8, and you got it for 1.8.
But do you reckon? Yeah, sorry.
Didn't want to tell everybody the price of your house, Jarvis. Jarvis is minted, by the way. Just not point that out there. And I'm talking English pounds, 2 million English pounds. No, I'm only joking. No, but you've got to go in and you've got to play the game. One of the things that whether we like it or not, again, Ineos have proven is they're very quite articulate in the way they and quite creative in the way they're doing some of the deals recently. And if they can do something similar with Mbeumo, then I think it'll be a great move. We'll get him below 50. I think it'd be brilliant move for us.
Yeah. Even then, it becomes a 50 plus add-ons.
50 add-ons again is a great deal. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Talking about the mints. No, it's not mints. It's snus. By the way, Trevor.
Oh, snus. Yes, he's into snus.
Snus. It's a Scandinavian thing,
It's a British thing now. I tell you, Jakey does it.
Yeah, it's. I'm very trendy, but kids don't use snus. It's not good to you. I see new faces tuning in. We have Bernard Okurtu coming in and say, "But is this true story, or are they just making us happy?"
Bernard Ornstein is hugely credible in the UK. Hugely credible. If he puts his name to it, there's legs with it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of journos, Bernard, in the UK that you wouldn't take any notice of, but Ornstein is one that you would. And I believe if you search for Fabrizio, I believe Fabrizio has quoted Ornstein as well. I could be wrong.
Yes, he did. He did. So
It's a very, very, very credible source, Bernard.
yeah, Fab also came out with this story now. He has decided to give priority to Man United move this summer. So, but the source is David Ornstein and The Athletic. So as far as we know, that's
Very credible. Very credible.
But talking about this tier one journalist, how do they get their sources? Stu? You work as a journalist.
Look,
Can you
yeah,
break it down in a way? How does it actually work?
yeah, you have to. You've got to work the club, and you align yourself to low level sources, low level interns to start with, and it will get you an in with the club. So you know, if you get a piece of information from them, then your your next course of action is to corroborate that piece of information. If you are not bothered about your reputation as a journo, you'll just go out and you'll post it wherever. But if you've got some reputation, you'll want it corroborated. So you go back to the club and said, look, you'll go to the press office and the PR department. You say, you've had this slither of information. Can I have a comment on it? And then you'll either get a comment or you'll get a no comment. And whatever happens, whatever they tell you, that's your determination of what you do with that piece of information that you were given by the low-level intern. And that might well be thinking, well, they've gone with no comment on that one, so there's a tiny bit of legs in this, so I need to do a bit more research. So then you'll try and go to people who know the player, contacts that you know within the industry that knows the player, and you'll try and find and work your investigation and around that.
Is it like a jigsaw puzzle, and you get some information here, some information there, and you always work on a case? And I heard some of them said, I don't know if it was Ornstein or Rushmano. I was saying, but yeah. But anyway, but they work on these for months and months, and it's not about being first; it's about being right.
It's about being correct. You can be first. Look, I could have said to you 2 weeks ago, I'm going to post, I've heard in Mbeumo United, 50 million quid plus add-ons. I could have posted that, taken a chance, and I would have been proven right today. But I would only take the chance on it. I heard a whisper down the pub, so I'm just going to give it a go. And that's what some of these people do, Ben Jacobs, etc., or other journalists like that will post a story that we don't find credible. People were questioning Fabrizio Romano the other day. Well, you know, he's talking about Frankie de Jong again. Frankie de Jong to United is there's talks going on, etc., etc., etc. All right, so there might be talks going on, but we get bored of reading it. David Ornstein is, I think Wendy said, one of the best renowned journalists in the UK. So I think at the end of the day, that's what we're looking at. So, you know, in the motorcycle world, it's a little bit more easy. You can get access to the riders and the teams. You kind of know what's going on because you keep your ears and eyes open when you're around there. When you go into a press conference at Old Trafford, we've all seen it. We've all seen certain YouTube channels now that have got press credentials, and they go in and they ask ridiculous questions. You know, that's when you've got to as a journalist, you've really got to keep your ears open. So sometimes when you're in a press conference, if you listen to the questions as a journalist from another journalist, and then just take little notes about that particular question, see what answer you get back, take notes about the answer. Then when you go home and you're doing your own debrief, you look at questions and answers from other journalists, and you try and piece things together. So to be hugely credible, you work on a story until you are about 90% sure. You can never be 100%, about 90%. Some will pull the trigger at 70%. I like to be 90% before, we do anything. So, but in a nutshell, that's how you do it. Credibility is the key, but you always start with low-level interns. And the interns, by the way, with all due respect to all the interns around the world, they like to get the ear of a journalist. They want a journalist to think they're in the know.
Yeah, I'm just making a poll with you guys. I just want to know if the Devilish Tacticos, if you guys are happy with the Mbeumo signing.
Yes.
So I'm just going to ask it to quite simply: are you happy? Happy with Mbeumo, question mark, yes or no?
Have we had
Oh,
some
because
subscribers?
we have been linked to other players like Turkey. There'd be some of the number 10s that we actually could look at. We have heard about Dibbling. So
Yeah, I
and
think
Mbeumo,
Dublin's
he's
out of
been
reach
playing
in
for
terms of
Brentford a lot of years, and he hasn't set the Premier League on fire. To be fair, it's this season
this
and
season. He
half
has.
of last season. So he's
But that's
found
kind of
the
good. That's kind of good. He's found his niche, hasn't he? He's found his mark in the Premier League. You know what's interesting for me is we look at Dibbling, and they're going to want crazy amounts of money for Tyler Dibbling. Southampton, crazy amounts of money for him. I think Cherky's odds on to go to City, isn't he?
yeah.
But by looks of it, with Reinders, Liverpool's actually the radio station that we're not always 100% aligned with over here was they were just talking about why wouldn't Wirtz choose Manchester United over Liverpool? And I'm thinking, what kind of debate is that? That's the problem with modern day journalism. They're opening a debate that was completely nondescript because Liverpool have had their £104 million bid turned down by Leverkusen or whatever. They're going to go back with 108, go back with 112, and they'll come with a deal with Wirtz. He only wants to go to Liverpool, doesn't he? You know, so I think Dibbling, Danny, will be too expensive. I think they'll charge a lot of dough for Dibbling.
Yeah,
Be
but
interesting.
losing out on the Premier League, Southampton needs to keep their, they can sell Dibbling and keep their squad going for next season and come right back up to the Premier League. So I think it's a vital signing or selling for the summer transfer window.
Do you know what I'd do if I was them? I'd keep Dibbling and I'd double his value once he got us back into the Premier League.
Yeah,
that's what I would do with Dibbling. Have a real solid championship campaign. It's a tough league, the Championship. Look what happened to Oumar down there. He had a real solid campaign, didn't he, with Sunderland? I think Dibbling does that. I think he becomes a better one. Fred the Red's coming about Joby Bellingham. Yeah, interesting. Joby's odds on potentially if he leaves Sunderland, perhaps Germany, maybe.
Do you think he will choose the same route as his brother?
Depends which club comes in for him, but potentially Germany could be the place for him. I'd like Joby. And I'm not really sure Jude's got longevity in Real Madrid.
And you also mentioned another name, Pedro Gonçalves, I think his name, or Gonçalves or whatever.
Yeah,
his name, the Sporting player.
Yeah, was it Sporting last season? No, or is it Juve?
No, I think it was Sporting. Is it one of Amorim's former players?
Is it Sporting?
Yeah, it's Sporting. Yes.
We've been linked with Gonçalves before, haven't we?
We have been linked to a lot of these Sporting players. Hjulman, Trincao, all of these. Everybody who plays for Sporting is linked. We all know how it is. But as I understand, it's quite versatile. Always.
Gonçalves is.
So he's a 7 out of 10 player who always, like Masraoui. I heard.
Yeah. No, he's
so
a good player.
In a way, a signing like that could be interesting for us. I think we need more squad players.
But Danny B's right. He's quite injury prone, isn't he?
Okay, he's injury prone.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. This is what we do. Some detective work. Okay. Pedro Gonçalves, 173, 66 kilos, so 5'8" and 146 pounds. 26, almost 27 years of age. This season he played only 14 games, 5 goals, 4 assists. So he didn't play a lot of minutes. 870 minutes, so less than 1,000 minutes. And 1,000 minutes is about a third of the games.
Yeah.
So maybe it's injury prone. But if you look at his,
going to Yala.
yeah, you see his goals, penalty goals, 97%. So a lot of greens when it comes to goals. Let's see other strengths: progressive passes, touches in the attacking penalty area, 5.6 every 90 minutes. So it's quite high. So he likes to be up there and available. Maybe he's a. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we're back. So maybe he's like a McTominay type of player sometimes when it comes to bombing into the box. And progressive passes received, yes, and that's also the same thing, being up there and being available.
Yeah.
Defensive work, tackles, 52 percentile, blocks, clearances, aerials, 1. Nah, doesn't look good. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Attacking midfielders, central midfielder, winger, right-footed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have anything on this guy? Do you think he's a potential signing?
You've got updates. You have updates.
Oh, let me check.
40 likes so far, which is good. Hoke, good to see you again, pal. He has been tight for about 4 years. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Didn't the Portuguese under-17s win the European whatever? Aren't they European champions? Pretty sure I saw that today as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, 40 likes. Cheers, the Bootinator. Let's if you could please like and subscribe. That would be absolutely brilliant. We've been off a week and it's great to be back.
Okay. Rosmano just sent me some updates. I will try to just upload them. Give me 2 seconds and I will have share them with you guys.
Yeah, Jamie Wayne comes in. He's definitely wanting Gyökeres next. Yeah, I think that's probably the one that everybody wants, Jamie. Absolutely. Danny B's in the house. Game of TV. What we got with Game of TV? Formal bid is expected to be made soon from Manchester United with Brentford seeking around 50 million for Bryan Mbeumo. Ben Jacobs.
Okay. So here we go. This is the update we have from Rosmano. It's Florian Plettenberg. We know he is very reliable when it comes to
he's gone to Dortmund, has he? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, you talked about it. Germany. Yeah, but they most likely have some connections. His family.
Look, it was well documented that he was in Germany a week ago after the playoff final. But I did say, Jarvis, as you well know, January time, Christmas time, that JB would be.
Yeah, you did. In fairness, you did. So you called it a long time ago, Stu.
I did.
So just read through this. Breaking Joby Bellingham has decided to join Borussia Dortmund today. Decision 100% made and confirmed after Bild. And understanding Bellingham has also informed Eintracht Frankfurt of his decision. So negotiation with Sunderland is set to begin shortly. Price valuation around £30 million. So it's actually Patrick Berger, the guy who played formerly Liverpool guy from for Sky Sports Germany. So that's the source on Joby Bellingham going to Borussia. Was it Borussia Dortmund? No,
Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, Dortmund. Yeah. But I think that's
good player.
Fair to him. But is he the same bracket as his brother?
If you saw them standing side by side, and you did a quick take, but you did a quick take, you wonder which was which. Okay. Very tall. He's a really good player. He's more of a 10, Joby. But it was always thought, actually, in all fairness, guys, it was always thought that Joby was the better player. Which again, we've had conversations about Jarvis. I've mentioned that a few times on streams that Joby was a better player, and I'm not surprised.
And Danny B comes in and say he's slow.
Joby. Yes, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not quick. He's not a quick player. No, he's not a quick player at all. But he'll develop into a really good, solid. Good to see you too, Hoke.
That was like something sunset, moon,
It's
rise.
beautiful. Yeah, lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
good to see you. And he is a slow player, but he's powerful. He's a good box to box player. He's a good powerful.
You don't stop the train, when he comes. He's very
Yes.
massive. Yeah. That's the thing, and we
There's a
know
lot
when it comes to.
now, isn't there?
Yeah, I will wait until
Yeah.
Rosmano sends me something. If there's something
Yeah,
breaking,
very
yeah.
true. It's very
I don't
true.
want to. There's so many rumors right now about Bruno, so
PK
I'm not going
Superfly
to sit
guy,
here.
he makes a really good point here, and this is the problem with the Saudi business. If Bruno, he's absolutely right. If Bruno put a stipulation and said, "Look, I'll join you, but I want to come home every week, and you're paying for me to come home every week," they'll go, "Okay." Chris Eubank Jr., right? I'm sure you all saw the interview after his fight with Conor Benn, and he comes around and he said. He was talking about negotiations with British boxing and Turkey Al Sheikh, Saudi Arabia. And he says, you give them a number which you think is way, way high, and they'll try and negotiate you down. He says they look at it and they go, yeah, that's fine. Well, that's they even look disappointed. It's small. And he goes, he says there's money and there's money. And did you see with our guys, right? There is money there. And if they want you enough, that they're going to offer you 700 grand a week, Jarvis, plus, I don't know, 50 million signing on or whatever. They're not going to bulk at that. They're not going to bulk at flying him home every week. So it's a great call. GJ said before I got a great call. In my opinion, I think it's a great call.
Yeah.
If Cristiano Ronaldo can, he's got to that stage and he can turn around and say what he wants, can't he? I'll sign for you, but Messi, I'll sign for you, but there's very few players that can do that, isn't there?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, Rosmano.
oh, here we go. Hock is that you can do that. Hoku Tushin Ken. Means the first of the North Star.
Hokutushin Ken.
Yeah, well, we hugely apologise, Hokutushi Ken, but I am terrible in particular name pronouncing. I can't even get Trevor Wade's name right. Can't I, Trev? Can't even get it right, pal. And he rinses me on a daily basis, by the way. The legend that is.
It reminds me of the
Oh no. Hock, don't pay any attention to him. Don't. Just don't. I know what you're going to say. Don't.
Sorry. We're always late. We can crack a joke.
Yes, we're allowed to crack a joke. Yeah, we're allowed to
crack a joke. Okay. This Rosman. Oh, you sent me two things. So there's some great stats on Cunha and Mbeumo. So let me just share that with you guys. I think this is interesting for you and for us, devilish tacticos. Always I get something on my phone. I have to upload it to my computer, so it takes a little bit of extra time. But it's just how the system works.
Exploding fist. That's going back a bit. That is where the exploding fist on ZX Spectrum. Wow.
Okay, it's here. So,
here we go.
So these are the stats for last 33 and 38 matches. So 15 goals, 6 assists from Cunha, and 20 goals, 8 assists from Mbeumo. So we're talking about 35 goals and
35 goals. Yeah. 14 assists and 35 goals.
Can they replicate this in a Man United shirt? That's
yeah. I think you can. That's the one thing I actually think they can. I really do. Yeah, exactly, Trev. I really think they can. Definitely think Cunha can add to his 15 goals, and I think 100%. And Mbeumo can add to his goals. The amount of times he set up Wissa, and he probably could have gone lone and scored himself. But Jarvis, we need goals. We've been talking about it for months. We need goals. And buying goals, and you have to buy goals in football. Add Bruno goals if he stays, which was exactly Bruno's goals and his assists. If he stays, it'd be hugely interesting. It'll be brilliant before we go live for our first game next season, guys, to try and pick the first 11. Who would you have as your back three?
Yeah.
For example, me and Jarvis would want Euro and Heaven. And probably Delict, I would say, as our three, because we think it's brilliant. But it'd be
I would play Martinez when he's back, just because of his passing ability.
Well, I'd pay him left and wing back, but there you go.
I know.
That's just me. I'm going to tell Amorim. I'm going to go over to Carrington and say, "Oi, Amo," because obviously, I can call him Amo. I say, "Look, mate, Martinez is your new left wing back." If we got Mbeumo and Cunha, guys, there's a question for the Devilish Tacticos, and we sold Bruno. What would you want? Would you want a number 6? Would you want a replacement 6, or would you push Ugarte in as a 6? That's a question from me to you guys.
I see. That's a brilliant question. I can try to answer it first, because I have problems seeing Ugarte playing as the 6, just because of his long range passing ability, medium and long range passing. I think everything, he needs someone besides him to smash it long when it's time. But I don't feel that we have that one if he plays with, for example, Kobe Mainu. So I would go with someone who's better on the ball. And play Ugarte as the presser in the number 8.
Yeah. No, interesting. I think Ugarte will stay, and I think we'll utilise Ugarte better next season. I think Cunha and Mbeumo will help Ugarte immensely. A good question here from Jamie Wayne. I think he's absolutely right. He says, "Who, if I can find it, who do they remind you of?" I think Bad Boys as well. Yes. I love those films. The Bad Boys franchise, I absolutely love. They're absolutely brilliant. So, but the film I'm looking forward to coming out, and I shouldn't really get excited about a film, is Nobody 2, because Nobody was fucking hilarious. It was just brilliant. So Nobody 2 is due out, I think, in August, and I can't wait for that film. But I love the Bad Boys franchise, that's for sure.
Could they be the new dynamic duo at Old Trafford?
You've got to find it. We need another York and Cole. We need a Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We need those players. We need those players to come on and make a difference. Every time we bought York or Cole off, we put on Sheringham or Solskjaer, they made a difference. We need those players that can come on and make a difference. Liverpool had it in the 70s with David Fairclough, who come on and make a difference. Could never start. Well, Trev, you know you like a Chinese and Mamma Mia. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but you know that we do. I've got the Chinese on order, pal. Got Mamma Mia in the DVD player. Just let me know when you're on the way. But no, we need these impact players. But I think they could be the new dynamic duo. And I think you find Bruno. I am sitting at home looking at 700 grand a week. Life-changing money, by the way. And I'm looking at Cunha and Mbeumo.
Yeah.
You are looking at both things. You are looking at that, and you are looking at that. And you might be thinking to yourself, wow, Cunha and Mbeumo, me behind them, Ugarte behind me, or Mainu behind me, or me as a 6. He's not a 6, by the way. I'm just speaking. I could play deep. I could put Manu there and fucking Mbeumo.
But Stu, we talked about this guy. We had someone in the chat mentioning his name. Now I see a lot of Ahmad Displace from Ten Haram coming here and mentioning Mateta.
Yeah, well, let me
Could you
just
actually see Mateta in this, like a 3-0?
Well, let me just tantalise you with this. Does Bruno now see himself, guys? And I'm not saying it. Does he see himself as the Tom Brady of Manchester United? Got the men I'm looking for. Do I push myself back as the QB and I just start spraying the balls? Because I know if I hit Cunha, it's going to stay. If I go to Mbeumo, it's going to stay. If I go to Gyökeres, it'll stick. If I go to Mateta, we know it sticks with Mateta. We know it does because we've seen it all fucking season. You know, it sticks.
Yeah.
Oshimin, it probably sticks. You know, Mitrovic, it sticks, irrespective of whether we like Mitrovic or not. And let's face it, we don't. But you know, it sticks.
Yeah. Talking about, but first of all, we can talk a little bit about Mitrovic, but don't spoil it.
No, sorry, I'm not going to. But what I'm saying is, and guys, I'm not saying you stick Bruno as a 6. I'm not, because we know he's not a 6. But when you've got the likes of Cunha, you've got the likes of Mbeumo, do you necessarily need a specialist holding hammer player, or can you rely on Delict to be that conduit between Bruno and himself, the goalkeeper, and allow Bruno to really open up the pitch, really freshen up the pitch? It's a dangerous, but with Manu in there, Manu's got a little bit about him. If he puts Manu in there, or does he start a Gatti and say to Bruno, I just want
to mention one thing, Stu, when it comes to this. Bruno's best season, he had 3 proper, I would say, forwards in front of him. He had Rashford.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he had Martial and Greenwood.
Correct, absolutely.
And all three of them had about 20 goals or
he was finding
more.
He was finding them all the time.
And Bruno, he scored a lot of goals. So maybe we will see a Bruno as he played the first year of Ole.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That kind of quarterback role. Yeah, that kind of quarterback role. So what Cunha and Mbeumo does, it gives Amorim flexibility, Jarvis. Can you imagine Amorim with them 2 walk through the door and you're thinking, thank fuck for that. Thank my lucky fucking stars, because this is what I'm going to do. And then, as you quite rightly say, Mateta follows through. I don't know if I'm 100% behind Mateta, Jarvis, if I'm being honest. I do like him. He'd score goals. He's clearly better than Højlund, let's be honest. No, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I have to be honest. I don't know enough about Mateta. What I know, how I see my impression of Mateta. Maybe I'm wrong. I see more of a bully. He likes to bully his centre backs.
Yeah, he's a bully.
Likes to be physical. Likes to be rough. But at the second half of this season with Crystal Palace, when I saw him, he looked much better on the ball. He looks a little bit slimmer, I would say. He looked more athletic in the way he moved. He wasn't as robotic, too powerful, and I think maybe he has found the middle ground of his game and improved. So he could be a brilliant signing. And if you look at his stats this season, 14 goals in 37 games, 2 assists.
Yeah.
And he has expected goals in 13.6 with 14 goals. So he's doing his bits, not overperforming his XG, just performing on par. And same with the expected assists is 3.2 and he has 2. So and when you look at his stats, it's very mediocre, I would say. Progressive carries, yes, we know that Amorim likes carries. Progressive passes, yes, he can create a little bit, 60th percentile.
He's not
aerial ones 2.14. That's quite good, I would say. we got to remember, as a striker, the ball comes against you, and you have the defender behind you, so it's not in your favor to win those duels. But
He's an
60%,
awkward,
that's quite good.
yeah, he's an awkward workhorse. I think Naz is right, and Tay is right. Jamie says, "Do we think these are Amorim signings?" I think they're club signings. I agree with Dave, but I think Amorim has signed off on them for sure. Interesting one. Yeah, interesting one, Mateta. I mean, look, he would add a nastiness to us. Cunha offers a nastiness to us, and we've been crying out for that for a while. So, as Genghis says, he's not flashy. He reminds me of the old seller that I was telling him. Sam Allardyce type of striker.
Sam
Yeah,
Allardyce.
I'd agree.
Yes, Rashmano, I see the Sancho update. I will come to it. Just want to finish the Mateta segment. Nash comes in. Mateta is a workhorse. He would get us goals. And he's hold up. But when it comes to the players we can compare him to, statistically, it's Solanke. We have Liam Delap here, Evan Nilsson, Bournemouth striker, Benjamin Sesko. So
yeah, the good old. He never gets off the radar, does he, Sesko?
No.
Sheshko, as they call him.
He's heavily linked to Arsenal. I believe he will go there.
I love it when a commentator says, we all call him Sesko, and they all say, Sheshko. This is how you pronounce it, Sheshko, not Sesko, Sheshko. I don't know. All right, well, look, put a vote out. Put a poll out, Jarvis. Who do you want as a number 9? Or do you want to talk about the other one that I...
Yes, let's look at the link that came out today about Mitrovic. I don't know how reliable, so there was a lot of... Ben Jacobs came out with this one.
Just a quick one. Yes, I know. I know.
Ben Jacobs. Man United are considering a move for Al Hilal striker Alexander Mitrovic. And he's available for around £40 million. I think that's a little bit too much. And he is prepared to take a pay cut, according to Ben Jacobs.
Weird. I mean, he'd have to take a pay cut coming from Saudi to any Premier League club. Interestingly enough, Devilish Tacticos will definitely be able to tell me this. Were we or were we not linked with him as a loan, at least, before he popped off to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Because I believe we were. Now,
how old is he now?
I don't know. He seems to have been around for ages. Mitrovic is an interesting character. He was prolific in the Championship. I mean, he was prolific.
How many goals did he score? 40 goals a season for Fulham?
He got 40 goals for Fulham in the Championship. And I think he came up and he had a decent Premier League season as well. He is an animal. Got sent off at Old Trafford, if you remember. The headbutting. He's an absolute animal. He scored 19 goals.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see this. We are talking about 19 goals in 23 games. The stats from the Saudi league, I don't take them seriously. He's 30, almost 31 years of age. He's on 80K a week.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Interesting. Look, what you're going to get with Mitrovic is aggression. You're going to get an absolute animal up top. He'll run with the ball. I don't think his hold-up play is particularly good, in my opinion. But if you're looking for somebody who's going to absolutely batter two centre halves, i.e. pull Virgil van Dijk's ponytail, that type of player, Mitrovic is your man. I mean, he is an animal.
He would be the guy to have on your bench to come in.
He would be brilliant
10, 15 minutes.
at the bench. Yeah, I'd agree with that. But would I take him? No. I wouldn't take him. No, not for me.
But I believe we would have utilized him if we had him in our squad, but not as our main striker.
Definitely not for me. Definitely not for me.
No, I think it's a no for me too.
if you could get that deal done, you guarantee 20 goals
Yeah.
at least with Osimhen. If you can get that deal done, Fred, I think it would be, yeah, I think it'd be absolutely fucking brilliant. Personally, that's just my opinion.
Solly talks. Rosmano sent me this. We're talking about strikers. Understand that Rasmus Højlund's agent has had meetings in recent weeks regarding the striker's future. It's broken by Romano. Now, Inter Milan are set to have talks with the players' camp, and Man United obviously are open selling if they receive a reasonable offer.
Look,
This is what we want. Højlund out.
well, look. If Højlund could get himself a move to Inter Milan, that's great for both parties. Not Inter Milan, maybe, but it's great for Rasmus. Because let's face it, we want the best for him, wouldn't we?
Mm.
And it was brilliant for us because we get a decent amount of money for him. But Inter definitely need a striker. If you look at how toothless they were against PSG, Lautaro Martinez has been their talisman this season. Just couldn't cope with PSG.
No.
He just couldn't. Thuram, really nice footballer, but he's not prolific. Then I know I'm going to eat my words here. I'm not saying Højlund's prolific, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But I think he's a better suited striker ahead of in Italy than the UK. So, but you're right. What I'm not saying is he's anywhere near the player of Martinez or Thuram. But Thuram's not a goal scorer, not a prolific goal scorer. Martinez has been. So maybe coming off the bench for Inter, I think he's likely to get more chances at Inter, perhaps.
Mm. And the most reliable tier 1 source of them all, Transfers MUFC, Rosmano's own channel. He has his sources, reliable sources. So if you want updates, transfer news, go subscribe to this page on X. Comes in and say high potential for a loan with option. Multiple clubs in Italy and Spain are interested, and we're talking about Højlund. So
he's got to look. If you're Højlund as well, by the way, you would absolutely be considering what you do in the summer.
Mm.
You would have to. You will be considering your options. Because it just hasn't gone well, has it, at Manchester United? So you will consider your options. I'm sure you would. Interesting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a good one. That is. I just put that up, Jarvis. I quite like that one.
It'd be the same as with McTominay, as soon as they leave, Ballon d'Or candidates, all of them. Antony, McTominay, Rashford. Oof. But not as in Man United. But yeah, it's interesting when it comes to Højlund. I would love to see him leave this summer. I don't think it's good enough, not at the current moment. But a loan, yeah, that's sensible. Maybe we can recoup our money next season if we have a good season when he's out there in Europe, Spain or Italy. I think Italy will actually suit him much better. I think physically, the Italian centre backs are not as strong as
Inter's a great move for him. I mean, if Inter's a good shout, it's a great move for him. Champions League finalists, could have won the Scuderia.
Yeah.
So
Scudetto.
It's a great move. If Inter are looking at him, it's a great move for them.
We have a question coming in from Mick Ruby coming in here and say, question, if Mbeumo comes, where does Zirkzee fit in?
Well, Mick, good to see you, by the way, Mick. I hope you enjoyed the team out there. I don't know where Zirkzee fits in, period, unfortunately. But he's a hell of a... his footwork is phenomenal.
Yeah,
his footwork is brilliant.
But he's also one of those players, I think he needed this time to get used to the tempo of the Premier League because he looks so slow in the beginning. But he improved.
He's got the potential.
Yeah.
a lot of the guys are talking about a straight 9 for him. He's got the potential to be a 9, and it could well be, guys, that Manchester United and Amorim are looking at him as a 9, and maybe you're looking at Mbeumo and Cunha to, support him, because they can both play. And Mbeumo in particular can play for the middle as a 9, so it'd be interesting.
Big up
Yeah,
Wolves.
I think Yarla, Wolves, big up. I think Yarla's got somewhere, and so's Mr. B on this. Both, we've done that twice, have we?
Yep.
I think he's got something with that. Mr. B's talking about different positions. He can manoeuvre in and around the front three. It could be an interesting one, Zirkzee.
But I floated the idea of playing Mbeumo as a right centre back. No, right wing back.
I was going to say, when did you do? You did the right wing back, yes. You did. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if Amorim would try something like that.
Well, everybody wants Ahmed. Wolves is coming. Everyone wants Ahmed as right wing back, don't they?
Yeah, but you saw the heat maps.
Yeah,
very similar.
No, I saw it. No, I didn't. You know me. If I don't agree, I grin, and I didn't even grin. I understood where you went, and I didn't grin for a reason, because I floated Martinez as a left wing back. And I think he would be a brilliant left wing back. I know he's not got pace, but as position wise, he'd be a brilliant left wing back for us. Great crosser of the football. And Mbeumo, you talk about his engine. Get up and down the right, great crosser, and a dangerous player.
I think the key for this summer transfer window is the pivot. We need defensive stability, players who are press resistive, who can keep the ball under pressure, who are able to play out from the back, outnumbered, for us to place our wingbacks high and wide, and have space for the number 10s to drop into, space for the number 9 to drop down. So there's a lot of elements. But as long as we have a shaky central core defensively, I think we can't do that. We are getting dressed naked every time we try to attack.
Our biggest issue, our biggest issue, and the guys, the Devilish Tacticos, pointed it out earlier on in the stream. If you loosely put Bruno as our QB, then we are going to be massively weak in the middle, and we know that. But there are ways, and this is why I talk about my system. And in fact, you said to me last week, Stu, it's very similar to Ten Hag system, but I'm going with a 3-3-3, and he did it slightly differently. But my point being, and you kind of made my point for me, and I forgot to tell you, I was going to mention it after. My point has always been, Jarvis, there's only a finite way you can set yourself up as a team. There is. You've got 10 outfield players, right? So there's only a finite way, and you can talk about as many different systems as you like, but ultimately what happens, Jarvis, is it's the same fucking system.
Yeah.
I talked about 3-3-1, 3-3-3-1, didn't I? And you're going, yeah, but Ten Hag did 4-3-2-1. Yeah, but it's the same system. It's just a different one. They're doing it because you can only play a finite amount of system now. If you're talking about that, and you're talking, say, Agate, Maino, and Bruno is those three, and yet you are then talking about Cunha and Mbeumo. You use Cunha and Mbeumo to come back as you kind of wing backs in a way.
Yeah.
So maybe, Jarvis, your suggestion of Mbeumo being a wing back isn't daft. I'm just saying, it's just you can only put 10 players, and as well as when you've got a circumference, you can only push them in certain areas. So
yeah.
It's just.
But we got to remember, even though we don't have Europe next season, I think there will be a lot of games. We need to rotate all of this. Big up Wolves, Stu coming in, member for a month with a membership super chats kind of
Yeah,
thing.
thank
You
you.
say,
Thank you.
this will boil rival fans' piss. How dare we beat a
He's right.
Champions
He's
League team
right.
to a player?
Yes. Don't you just love that? It'll boil rival fans, it will. Newcastle are going, fucking hell. What the fuck? The
Maybe it's
badge.
the Amorim. Maybe it's the Amorim Paul
Badge.
or the badge.
Actually, didn't anyway. That's fucking good. That is. That's very good, Jamie. I like that. I just got this image in my head now. I can't fucking take it.
Yeah, I think it was Will United 99 who suggested its rivals are asking where we get money from to pull these players.
Jim Ratcliffe is the new Bonnie Blue or whatever her name is. That stupid bimbo or whatever her name is. But anyway, that was very good. Very good. What were we talking about before Jamie completely got me off topic?
Well, I have some topics. We can talk about Jadon Sancho. There's some stuff coming in with Jadon Sancho asking for 200k a week initially, and the outcome is unclear when it comes to his negotiations with Chelsea.
Right.
Yes, so he might come back when summer training starts, or he will stay at Chelsea. But it's all about his wages.
Well,
Because Chelsea is offering 110 to 140k. So we might have to take the L and I don't know.
We might have to. Trev, I know you're jealous, but I've seen it floating around on X or Twitter or whatever it's called. So, but I know you're jealous. Don't be jealous. You are the number one. You do know it, pal. You do know it. Genghis, we believe so, don't we, Jarvis? I think it's all pointing towards a yes.
Yes. We just have to trust Ornstein when it comes to this. He's reliable.
So we were talking about Sancho, 200 grand a week. What do we pay him? We pay him 3, don't we?
Nah, I think it's 250.
250 or whatever. I don't think Chelsea that doesn't fit Chelsea's wage structure, does it?
No.
Chelsea's wage structure is, I know, 100 grand a week, but a 9-year contract rather than 200 grand a week and a 5-year contract. So, Mick's coming with brilliant. Mick is coming with a super chat.
Oh,
get your thing going. Come on, let's hear it. Take a deep breath. Come on. Come on, give it a breath. Go on, give it another go.
Don't want to wake up the dog.
Me and Jarvis keep pressing the button at the same time. Thank you, Mick, for that super chat. Watching, so if any of you don't know, Mick's actually been out in, because obviously he lives in Thailand, so he's been to Kuala Lumpur, and watching Rasmus in Kuala Lumpur wrestling with tiny Asians was painful. He was the sushi between 2 chopsticks. Embarrassing. What a great message that is, isn't it? Mick, that's brilliant. Cheers, buddy. That's so good. Apparently, Mateta is on 300 grand a week. So he's on a lot of money.
All right.
Jarvis went, oh.
But he has just 1 year left on his contract. So
yes.
So we're talking about 5.2 million pounds in wages for the next 12 months. So we might have to just pay off the ransom money to get rid. 5.2 million. But Chelsea will give us, is it 25?
Chelsea will either give us 25 million for him.
For him to stay, we have to subsidize the remainder of his salary. If Chelsea offers him, let's say 140 and he wants 200, or they offer him 100 and he wants 200, we might have to just pay a couple of £1 million, but I think it's worth it.
Do you know what I wouldn't? Do you know what I'd do? If we don't, if Chelsea send him back, they pay us £5 million. Remember?
Yeah.
Pay off his contract with that 5 million quid. Fuck off.
But we end up with nothing.
We can end up with nothing anyway with him.
Yeah. Well, 25 from
It'd be good
Chelsea.
if we could get Chelsea to do it, yeah, and we subsidise some of his salary. I agree. It's a good business deal, that is. Oh, Stephanie Griffiths is in the house. Good to see you, Steph.
Stephanie, big up, Stephanie. There's
Oh.
some break. Oh, there's some.
Yala's back in. Yala's back in.
Yes, I'm just looking at the Ahmad news, guys. Ooh, this is. We have to talk about this. So much going on.
Jamie's not happy.
No.
Oh, I did. Do you know, Mr. B? I didn't know that, pal. Thanks for that bit of information. I didn't know we had to pay Chelsea $4 million.
I think it was 3.5.
I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know that, Mr. B. I hadn't got a clue. Oh, that just completely smashes that out of the park, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the update that came from Rushmano right now is Ahmad. Let me just find it and try to. It's from Amorim's thread, Amorim Ball. Borussia Dortmund has spoken with the agent of Amad Diallo in the past weeks or two. Really like him. Just early talks as they inquired about his situation and if he's up for sale. The feeling is the player loves the club and will stay at Man United, as United don't intend to sell him. The feeling is the player loves the club and will stay, as United don't intend to sell him. Okay.
Who's that from?
From Rushmano. So
yeah, who's the source?
It's just Amorim's thread. It was Ten Hag's thread. He just, but
Okay.
you know, he has a lot of followers. He has a
I
blue
didn't
mark,
know
so
about
he's
I didn't know
fairly
about that.
reliable.
Yeah, no, I didn't know about that. They've kept that quite quiet then, haven't they?
Yeah, but nah, if we're selling Ahmad, come on.
Yeah,
He's our best player.
just said really good source. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. But you know, that's what you do, isn't it? You know, a serious football club. That's what they do. They go in and they see who's available. They test the water. We did that, you know, with Cantona, didn't we? When Leeds were inquiring about Irwin, we said no chance, but we'll take Eric off your hands.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what
you
serious
have to
football
test the water. I agree. A good club does that. But the Dortmund of today is not the same Dortmund as they used to be like 5 years ago. They have an aging squad and they've gone away from the profile, picking up unknown youngsters and developing them. So, but
yeah, totally agree.
the Butinator says 120 mil for Ahmad up front. Yeah, but they rinsed us with Sancho.
Yeah, we're never going to get. I've never got that type of money. Dortmund just don't have that type of money, and they rinsed us with Sancho. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if they come in for Garnacho, I would say that's okay.
I think Garnacho will be. You know, if you believe what you read, 40 million for Garnacho, that means if we are putting that price tag on him, that means that we're looking to do a deal on him because we know he's worth more than 40 million quid, isn't he? We know that. So
what was the price tag we set for Garnacho?
Well, I would have put him in the 60 to 70 million mark, but I think they've said it. If you believe what you read, 40 million. United have put on his head. The 40 million to me suggests that we want rid and we'll do anything to get rid. Now, the interesting one will be Rashford, won't it? What happens with him?
More updates from Rosmano. This from a French source, L'Equipe, coming in and saying Brentford striker Bryan Mbeumo agrees Man United move, according to L'Equipe.
Well, L'Equipe, they are very, they're well respected as well, the keeper.
Yeah. So we're getting more and more traction, this Mbeumo.
That's big traction, now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we can do it, can't we? We've got how many days left in this short transfer window? Whenever the World Club Cup is, I don't know when.
2 weeks.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
or less than that. Maybe we've only got a few days, but it's only a short window, isn't it? 8 days. Here you go. 8 days left. That's all we've got. So if we could get Cunha and Mbeumo in within those 8 days, then they both come start United on the 1st of July, don't they?
It's a decent start. It's a decent start.
And everybody, ladies and gentlemen, the devilish tacticos, we might remind Mr. JC himself that he came back and said there's absolutely no chance we'll get anything done early doors in the transfer window.
Yes.
I love that face. He says, yes, I did say that.
I did.
But no.
Hey, we never know. We never know when it comes to Man United. It's a new set of owners. I'm just speaking of past.
Yes, you were right to do it. But it's always good, isn't it, to bring up the odd thing now and again. Come on, get those 7
subscribers away from 800. Please subscribe if you are new. Coming in from our moderator, Stephanie Griffith, the YouTube legend, moderates every chat on YouTube, in every channel.
If you are watching on X and you are not subscribed, if you could get us to 800 tonight, me and Jarvis would be most grateful. No jig dancing or anything like that, but we would do that. Jamie, you are, pal. They are two ballers. Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. Good to see Barman's in the house. Just arrived.
Barman, big up.
Yeah, big up, Barman.
I have 2 more things to cover before we can go to the Q&A. So, guys, girls, just think of the questions. First of all, this came out. It's a weak source. It's a really weak source. It's another striker we linked to. Man United have expressed their interest in signing Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. Fucking hell. Come on. Fucking mate. No.
I'm just putting it out there, Stu.
And rightly so.
Reporting the weather.
Yeah, not a conversation.
So
next,
just put it in the bin.
As Tony Wayne says, next.
Okay. Let's just leave it with that. Nicolas Jackson.
Volts has gone. Yeah. Fucking what off. Here we go, Trev. You're getting in the neck now. Look, Jackson is reaching a new low. Oh, funny.
Well, sometimes it's funny just to mention this crazy rumors coming out there. You know, I think a lot of these sources.
Barman's at it as well. No, Jackson. Jamie Wayne, Jarvis, are you okay? Jackson. I'm waiting for somebody. Jackson, no, for fucking sake, Wayne. Anyway, Volps, Jarvis is drunk. Absolutely.
Oh, you guys are funny.
They're brilliant. Man-like action. You're getting rinsed here, pal. Oh, GK updates. Come on.
Let's see.
Oh, I did see somewhere. Did you read? Is this the Ter Stegen?
I just want to say this came out from Fabrizio Romano. It was the same source. Barcelona are advancing on all steps for Juan Garcia deal with the player's agent and Espanyol. I think it was linked to Man City.
He was. But I read somewhere that they were going to offer Ter Stegen to us as part of a Rashford deal, potentially.
Okay.
By the way, the Jackson comments are still coming on. Fred the Red said, I'd rather sign Michael Jackson. He could do his moonwalk all over the ball. Moonwalk the ball over the line. Fucking hell. Some of the comments might have been absolutely.
What's the goalkeeper link you sent to me, Rosmano? I can't find it.
Another question.
Maybe you put it in.
Look, all the Michael Jackson ones are coming in now. I'd rather resurrect.
Can I ask you? Can you do the moonwalk?
No, I can't. I can't. I can't really dance, guys. To be fair, that's Fred wants to dig him up.
Yeah, it's Juan Garcia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, the chat's gone off on one. Brilliant. Yeah. So I read today that we potentially with Garcia then going to Barcelona, Ter Stegen becomes free agent, doesn't he? And or they want to do
But
a
could we
deal.
go for Ter Stegen?
Why not?
I will take him any day for Onana.
He's no All Black though, is he?
No, he's not. But he's at least an upgrade.
Game
Huge
of TVs. Game of TVs. Spoke about what you wanted to speak about.
Okay.
That's your man from Udinese you were talking about.
Yes. Thank you, Gamer TV, for reminding me, because this was my last topic of the night.
Yes.
So we can just share this. It's this one. According to agent Claudio Pascalini Pascalin, Man United have reviewed their interest in the French centre back Oumar Solet. Udinese wants around 30 millions. And
Interesting.
I took my time and checked out this guy, and I have to say, Stu, he looks really good.
They're still coming in with the Jackson comments. Smooth operator. Oh, fucking hell. That's Sade, isn't it, that one? Smooth operator. In fact, Carlos Sainz sings that when he wins. He's not sung it this year in F1, but he does that. But it's very, very good. Actually, Danny B's may have a bit of knowledge on that. He thinks that's a bit of a Vel. I'm guessing. I take it talking about Omar Solet, Danny B. But yeah,
Yes.
he could well know him. So I don't know enough about him to. Perhaps we should have a look at him, Jarvis. So you're going to go for a scouting report?
Let's do a scouting report on this guy, because I think he looked mint. Oumar Solet. He's a right-footed centre back, 192 centimeters, 81 kilos, 6'3.5", and 179 pounds. 25 years of age. Udinese, 25K a week. Not too bad. He recently came from the Bundesliga. I think he just played half a season for Udinese, 19 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. When you look at his stats, they are really, really up there. A lot of greens. So shot creating actions, goals, assists, all of this is high up there. But when it comes to progressive carries, we know the Amorim system. We talked about it. The wide centre backs like to carry the ball through the first line of press and carry the ball into the last third, attacking third. When it comes to the take-ons,
do you think, Jarvis?
Yep.
If we're looking at CB, do you think he's worried about Yoro, Martinez, Heavens' injury records?
I would. If I was Amorim.
I was just wondering if that's what Amorim's looking at. Maybe he's looking at that potential, not the potential of them being better players, but the actual we can't do without. So I'm just wondering if it's and Martinez, of course, if it's an injury record thing that we're considering a centre back.
Yeah, but you see here blocks, tackles, successful take-ons. He's good on the ball. He can dribble, progressive carries, and from what I understand, his stats are one thing, but as a player, I think he gone through the ranks of France, under 15, under 16, under 17, 19, 21, played as a regular with all the best French players.
A lot of the guys in the chat seem to rate him. Jamie says, can you have a look at what Game of TV's written in the chat? Apparently it's advancing talks. Here you go. A small physical addition to Amorim system. Okay.
Okay, that's interesting.
interesting. Genghis has got a piece of advice for you, Jarvis.
I did. Okay, I'll take it. Noted.
Jarvis, Nicolas Jackson. Jarvis has just put a note on his head. Remember, no more Nicolas Jackson stuff. That's gone down the best tonight.
Yes,
Danny B is pretty much.
Mateta, we've been linked to every striker out.
Danny B is he thinks that's definitely a Vavell signing or potential signing.
And I just want to bring up this again.
Even Hawk's doing,
Hawk to Shinken.
He's now giving it to you. Well done, Hawk. Well done, Hawk. Right. Keep giving it to him. Give it to him both barrels. Disgrace.
Okay. You have to
come on. It's no. Come back. I apologise for Jarvis. I won't allow him to do anything with Nicolas Jackson ever again on this channel. He will be done. Guys, there's 183 watching. It's been an absolutely brilliant show. Me and Jarvis have both thoroughly enjoyed. Being back.
I have to say it was good to have a week off. We get some energy back after the final. After we lost, I lost my energy when it came to Man United.
Good to see you. Yeah. No, I think we did, didn't we? After the final, and we couldn't be bothered with the final game, could we? I think everybody had a bit of enough. But anyway, 183 of you watching. If you are an X and you're not subscribed, please. I think we're only about 8 away from 800 subscribers. It would mean a lot to Jarvis. He does a hell of a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't know. He's like today, he's traveled 2 hours tonight, take his son to play football, come back, fed them, then he's got to set up the stream and do that. So he does a lot. So if you could get us to 800, it would be absolutely brilliant. We'd be
it's a non-stop work, I have never time to just sit down in the couch, relax, watch TV. I can't remember last time I watched a movie.
And Jarvis promises you he'll do an in-depth scouting report on Nicolas Jackson just for you guys.
Next time it will be all about Nicolas Jackson.
He's going to Photoshop him.
Jarvis recommends.
He's going to Photoshop in Manchester thing. Just a couple of things. We've got a couple of show ideas coming up. Jarvis in particular has come up with a couple of show ideas. We're going to do a comparison between a modern day player and maybe a player from the 80s. So if you've got any players that you think are comparable, you'd like us to do a Ryan, who put that up? Who put that up? Crimes against humanity. So if you can think of any modern day players and players from the past that you'd like us to do a comparison on, and get them up on the tactics board, and we can do that. So
float the idea that we talked about. For example, let's say we want to compare, for example, Cunha statistically with the legend Eric Cantona. Look at the strengths, at the weaknesses, just to try something new, something that no other channel. But don't tell other channels, because we know they will copy us right away.
Everybody copies us. 794 subs. We're on 6. Come on, 6. That's all we need. If you're on X, please come across.
Yes. Stu, before we go to the Q&A, this is the last topic. I just want to, I can't let this go, this guy, because I think Oumar Solet is a great player. And I just want you to go through the stats. All this goals, assists. Okay, that's one thing, but it's a different league.
Wow.
His passing. I want to go to the passing. So you see here, his short passing is not all that. 65 percentile, 65, 69. So it's not bad, but it's not like 100% in every. And when it comes to medium passes, it's only in 35 percentile, 23.58 per 90. But this is what I would like for you to see, Stu. Passes completed, long passes. You have 8.72 passes. So maybe we are looking at the Harry Maguire replacement.
Possibly,
Passes attempt 11, pass completion long 96 percentile, 76.8% accuracy on his long balls. So I think this is the key element. This is why we want this player.
Yeah, that's a lot. No, I'd never heard of him, never come across him, but he looks good. I'm going to have a quick look at him during the week. Sure.
And you see he's in the 95 percentile when it comes to through balls.
Yeah. About time, can you check tackles and interceptions? You did,
Jamie. Yeah, here we go. Tackles 73 percentile, tackles 1.02, so 67%. But his tackles is mostly in the middle third and in the attacking third.
Good.
So he's like he likes to be up there, pushing.
Yeah.
So very interesting player. I think we need to do a breakdown on this if we hear more, if this get more legs.
Yes, we'll keep an eye on that. Just before we go to the Q&A, just another one for
Can't do a Michael Jackson impersonation, but
that'd be brilliant if you could, though, wouldn't it? Absolutely brilliant. I think Trev's put something in as well about Billie Jean. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in so far. We are good to see you bath time, by the way. Welcome. We're going to the Q&A. Jarvis is going to play the Q&A link. We've got about 15 minutes or so, because we're trying to get the show tonight under 2 hours just to see what help it does with the algorithm for YouTube, aren't we, Jarvis? Because we think YouTube have forgotten about us for a week. So.
Yes, they have. But we are on 794 subscribers, so we just need 6 more subscribers to reach the magic 800. So if you haven't subscribed, please do us a favor, subscribe to the channel. I know that you will like us, give us a chance, and this will be your favorite go-to place, because I think people enjoy themselves.
And we'll always come up with Nicolas Jackson gems by my old mate John.
It will be a never-ending story, I know. I should never.
You're never going to forget that. That's going to haunt you in the summer, isn't it?
I will open every show with the newest updates on Nicolas Jackson.
Good news. Nicolas Jackson is...
Before we go, we have some memberships coming in from the legends, Rushmano.
The legend that is. You probably beat me to it. Do you want to read them out?
No, you can read them out. You have to do it with passion and try to sing it.
Okay, I haven't got that far yet. Right. Oh yeah. Oh, I can see myself. Look, I can see myself, but I haven't got that far yet. Let's see who he's got. So we have. Okay, so the first member is Fred the Red. Fred the Red's news. The second one is Broderick.
Big up Broderick with his Futurama thumbnail.
Yeah. The next one is Saz. I've not come across Saz before, so Saz, if you're watching, welcome.
Big up, Saz.
One after that, the next one is Proof, and the final one, you're not going to believe this, is Nicolas Jackson.
Woohoo! We just signed him on the MUFC.
Nicolas Jackson,
Tactical Devils team.
The final one is Ramo, Ramo. He's so thank you, Rushmano, as always, mate. An absolute, you are a fucking legend. You really are an absolute legend.
Thank you, Mick. MUFC Realist TV coming in. Good show, lads. Good show. Now, let's play the Q&A in where is it? The big debate, the intro, the new. There we go.
Wow, look at that! I think you've been called James Galway in the chat from Stephanie Griffiths. And James Galway is a very distinguished musician in the UK. So there you go.
Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie.
Welcome everybody to the Q&A. 168 watching. If you could get us to 800 subscribers tonight, that would be absolutely brilliant. Myself and Jarvis would be made up. Jarvis in particular will sleep a lot smoother tonight if we can get to 800.
That's the magic number.
That's the magic number. Yes. Yeah. And he'll wear a Nicolas Jackson t-shirt with his face on next week, just for you guys. There's a couple of quotes rather than questions. So Twisted Fate, for example, has said Cunha and Mbeumo, Ahmad Mateta front line. Bring it to me now, Ineos. Yeah, why not? That would be again. I'm not a huge fan of Mateta, but look, I think he would definitely add more than what we've got tonight, and we've done that. So thank you for that, Twisted Fate. Danny Jarvis also went to Milan. Reps contacted Højlund. That's really
we talked about it. It was just me starting some comments in the beginning.
No, that's fine. We'll go through them now again. Rushmano again. Amorim speaking last month, if a player wants to come to MUFC to play, then he won't come to play UCL. He won't come. We want players who want to represent United, not players who want to play certain competitions. Absolutely. I'm made up with what we've got.
Solid comment.
Yeah. Wendy Grant, great to see you again. Thanks for joining us. Are these players choosing United because there is no competition at United, and at better teams they would have stiffer competition to make their starting teams? Great question. Jarvis.
It's possible. I think it's a good question. And I also get suspicious when we get players just coming out of the blue. And it feels like every time we go for a player, every time we sign a player, there's no competition for the player. We know Pogba's, the Sancho, even Bruno Fernandes, when we signed him, there were no competition. We were in it by ourselves. Mason Mount, remember him? We splashed 55 million on the table. No one else were after him. And maybe they're just coming for the fame and for fortune, and maybe there's no competition, so they feel they can actually make a difference. But it's a double-edged sword. You come here because you have an ambition as a player. You want to play games, you want to play minutes. You don't want to come sit on the bench, and maybe it says something about your confidence as a player. It's tougher if you go to PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, even Manchester City. You have to be tough enough to sit on the bench for a while. But I think Amorim is actually building a squad right now. And when you look at the number 10 position, if you get Mbeumo, Cunha in, we already have Zirkzee there, we have Ahmad there, we have even Bruno can play there. So there will be competition for two places. And I don't think it's easy going, and they have to perform. So I maybe you're right, but I feel they're not coming here just because there's no competition.
Yeah, I agree. I think on the outside you could look at it that way, Wendy, for sure. But we need to fill our squad with depth and quality, and that's what we've not had is quality. And these two will undoubtedly offer quality, but I think they'll become starters. I think our squad is that weak and has been weak for such a long time that we need these type of players. We need their aggression. We need their balls to come in and try and turn the club around. I think these two will do it. I'm hoping they're coming to play for Manchester United and not for any other reason. But a brilliant question, Wendy. Great, thank you.
And just Rushmano coming in and say, rumors has it that Mbeumo is a Man United fan. So
yes, I've heard that.
A lot of these players coming in are actually fans of the club. Before we go to the next questions, I just want to bring out this when we talk about Oumar Solet. I forgot about this. I think it's important for the jigsaw puzzle when it comes to this guy, because Talk Cherries, Bournemouth are interested in signing Oumar Solet. So we know they have to replace Dejan Højlund, the guy they sold to Real Madrid. So if Bournemouth are interested, we know their manager he's a great manager, and they have a great scouting system. So if Bournemouth is interested in this guy, he's probably the real deal. So
But
I just
why are you buying Solet to replace Højlund?
because Højlund is going to Real Madrid, isn't he?
Yeah.
So they need someone. Bournemouth need a replacement, or
Yeah.
am I wrong?
No, I thought Højlund was more of a holding player.
Isn't he ball playing centre back?
Right, every time I've seen him play, he's more of a holding player rather than a centre back, surely. Anyway,
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
no,
wrong.
maybe
I've
I'm
been
wrong.
wrong before.
Yeah.
Remember Nicolas Jackson?
Wait, who's he? No, I thought he was playing deep line midfielder, but I don't know. Who knows? Right. Next question we have from Antony. I hope you're still watching, by the way. Do you guys think we need wing backs? I think the club is underestimating how crucial the wing backs are in the Amorim system. Yeah, look, if we could go out and get Gyökeres out of Bournemouth tomorrow, I'd say do it. 100%. If we could get Antony out of Wolves, I'd say do it. He's looking likely he's going to City, and Gyökeres probably end up at Liverpool. If we get Teo Hernandez out of AC Milan, I'd say do it. If we could get a couple of good, if we could get Robertson out of Fulham, I'd say do it. There are players out there that I think are slightly better than what we've got, or a lot better than what we've got. But getting the right wing backs will be the key to it, not just any wing backs. And if we could get Antony, to me that would be a no-brainer.
Or we could get City down at the moment. I heard today, Man City
yeah,
are
he's going to go. He'll go to City, yeah, of course, and Gyökeres to Liverpool. But we do need better quality wing backs for me. That's my personal opinion, and I know the ones I would want, as we've just spoken about. But I'd also like Sanderberg to come in as a holding midfielder. So, but
Sanderberg.
Well,
yeah,
could have had him for 4.5 mil. Remember?
No, we couldn't.
We didn't. But good question.
Before we go to the next one, I just want to say hi to Proof coming in and say big up Rushmano for the gifted membership. True legends to Jarvis with the Ballon d'Or show as always. Thank you, Proof. Thank you for that great comment. Really and we are on 795 subs, so only 5 more to the magical 800. Thank you, Routinator, all the moderators working to get those likes and subs up.
Yes.
So yes.
5. That's all we need. 5. 5 more. If we can get to 800 guys, it'd be absolutely brilliant. We'd be delighted. Really great question, and really great question. Jarvis, I'm going to give you this one. Nasdaq's coming out about the way transfer is amortized over the length of the contract. Does it matter what we get for players? PSG let Mbappe go for free, and it took wages off their bill. I actually think very quickly, Naz, I'm just going to be honest with you, I think player fees are just flattering for the player and not for the club. I think the way that player transfer fees have gone up over the period of time is a joke. There's not a footballer on the planet worth 100 million quid. There's not a footballer on the planet worth 50 million quid, in terms of, but as an asset and the current market value, then I think it's a vanity thing more than anything. Clubs are finding ways to be creative to play these transfer fees now. As we know, Manchester United have been hugely creative over the last 2 years, 12 months, with the way that they structure their fees. But the wages, as Jarvis has always pointed out, are the biggest thing. You pay a transfer fee, it's a one-off lump sum, or you pay it over 3 years. It's a small amount of money if you pay it over 3 years. What's Cunha, 25 million quid or whatever it is over 3 years. It's a small amount of money per year, but 200 grand a week or 100 grand a week is a lot of money. So it's, to me, it's just a vanity thing. I'm afraid, a transfer fee.
I think that when you talk about the amortization of fees, I think it's more about liquidity, for the clubs. And I think it's a better way for the clubs rather than, they're good for it, so they can take up loans from the bank, but then you have to pay interest. It's better just to say, okay, I'll give you this now and this next year and this third year. And I think it's a win-win for the clubs having a system like this at the moment, and not taking out the big credit card.
Yeah, that's right. Like a big credit card loan. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a funny one. I've never, transfer fees. I think it means more to players, Jarvis. It's I was bought for 200 mil.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. It's a great question, though. No, it's a brilliant question. We'll come back to your second question in a bit.
I just want to say to Jarle Malmin, yes, his name is not Sander Berge, it's Sander Berge.
Come on now, you say it properly.
Sander Berge.
God, you've been in big trouble tonight. You have, Jarvis. Yes, big trouble.
Sorry, Jarle.
He's tired, Jarle. He's tired.
Getting my roots.
Quick answer to this, Trev. Question: while it's unrelated to United, how do we think Ten Hag will get on at Leverkusen? I think he'll be very steady with Leverkusen. They're going to get ripped up because Frimpong's already gone, hasn't he? Wirtz is gone. I think they'll get torn apart in the summer, and I think he'll have to rebuild. So it'll be a slow process, Trev, but I think he'll do okay.
Yes, and I believe in Ten Hag. I think he's a good manager. His tactics are great. I think Man United was not the right match, but I think as a Leverkusen manager, I think we will see the best from Ten Hag again, and I think maybe he will do really well, unexpectedly well in the Bundesliga next season.
Yeah,
time will tell.
Totally agree. Trev, I know you've got a ton of questions in there, mate, so we'll come back to some of those. Just a quick one. Any serious goalkeeper updates? Not really, Barman, not that we've seen. I know that Rushmano gave Jarvis an update earlier, but it was more to do with Barcelona.
On Garcia, but that was Barcelona signing him, so I think he's off the table. If Barcelona is there, I don't think we can sign him then. And I think the strongest link we've seen so far is the Serbian goalkeeper Milinkovic Savic, or his name.
Well, we couldn't get a work permit for him, could we? I don't believe it.
Is it off the table?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Incidentally, Barman, Jakey, my lad, his favourite replacement would have been Garcia. Bingo. Quite interesting. You never cease to get rinsed. Is Bubbles part of the Jackson deal? Bubbles the monkey. Great question, Genghis. Great question. Rush, how many subs are we on? We are on, I think we're 5 short. I think we're on 795. I think we're about 5 short at the moment, Rush. Very quick answer to this one from Ente. What's your realistic league position for us next season? I am going to say 8th.
8th. Do you think that's realistically?
Yeah, I think we can get to 8th.
I think we can do better because we have no Europe. I think we can do with a smaller squad, and we have a smaller squad. So I would say, I don't think you're far off.
I can't see us getting top 4, maybe 6th at a push. But
I think that's stretching it too far. But let's say 7th. 7th at max. Then we have Conference League next season. That would be something.
Me and Jarvis are around the 8th or 7th on that one, pal. Good question. I like that. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see what else we got. Here's one for you from Mick. Thanks for the question, Mick. Brilliant. If United sign Gyökeres, will we see Stu in a pink bikini for the remaining of the summer window? I haven't got a pink bikini. So no, but I might get me fluorescent yellow one out. You never know if you're lucky. And another one for Jarvis. Question: if Jackson joins United, will he sing "Dirty Gianna"? Dirty Diana, Dirty Gianna. Yeah, very good. Oh dear. Yeah, then Jarvis is going to get. He's going to be absolutely haunted with Nicolas Jackson jokes. We need to get through this because we got 5 minutes, Jarvis, old friend. So, Vutinator, do we get top 5 if we get another 3 players in of the quality of Cunha and Mbeumo? Oh, why not? Mbeumo. I still think 8th, the Vutinator, but we would need to get a quality keeper, like an Emi Martinez type keeper, a good striker, an Osimhen or a Gyökeres. And I think a Sander Berg type player. And I think, yes. Berger. What do you think, Jarvis?
Yeah. There's so many. I don't want to sit here and say that we will come top 5 because I think that will bite me in the ass next season, because we still have Onana in our squad. We still have players that I don't trust completely, although, like King Harry Maguire, I know Stu loves him, but I think he still have an error or two in him. He's error
prone. We need to move on from Harry, Jarvis.
We have
I love him to bits, but we need
to still
move
have
on.
Bruno, sometimes good, sometimes shit. We have still Højlund in this squad, so top 5, nah. I think we need at least 8, 9 signings, top quality signings, and now we had 2, so 3 more. I don't think that's enough.
No, I'm with you on that one. I don't want to do that, but anyway, good question. Thanks, Avitinator. Quick one from Trev. Where does Obi Martin fit in on all this? Loan. He'll stay with us. I would keep him for the first 6 months of the season, keep him in and around the club, play him at the second round. I think we're in at the Carabao Cup this year, and then potential loan for the second half of the year for me. Yep. Okay. Jarvis kind of agrees with that.
Nah. It's a funny one, Cheeto, because I think he did well. Now the last game we saw him, he scored 2 goals, and I think it's, as a striker, we just needed to get that goal, and maybe we can build on this. Maybe we'll see a Cheeto ready in the summer. Getting a lot of game time and doing well. And talking about Cheeto, this came out from United Loyal. About Cheeto. Obi Martin is going to be working with a club-approved personal coach over the summer in order to fast-track his way toward the first team. So it looks like, for me, it's the Muppeteers, and they are fairly reliable when it comes to this. It looks like we are giving Cheeto a chance to play the second fiddle as a striker.
I hope so. Yeah. Hold on. Jamie's got some comments that he wants me to read, but I don't know what they are. Can you see if you could look at Jamie's comments and see what he means?
Well, at least we have 797 subs, so just 3 more.
Ahmed 3 from the
Haram.
And Haram says could have had Sandberg, for 25 mil. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what else we've got. Trev, you've got a million questions in here. Favorite United jersey ever? Absolutely, 1977 is my first ever jersey. Yes, I wish I could refind Admiral. There was an Admiral top.
I like the blue sharp one from the mid-80s.
Oh, yes,
that's one of my favorites. But you have this one, the green
and gold. Yeah, green and yellow. Yeah,
something
but mine is
special,
definitely the Admiral one from 77. Yeah, absolutely. We've done that one. We think 8th and 7th, Trev, just to. Oh yes, I have met Eric Cantona and Sir Bobby Charlton, which They were definitely two of my heroes.
I haven't met any of the British heroes, I have to say.
Yeah.
I met Morten Gams Pedersen. Maybe I
Oh,
played
wow.
against him.
A legend. Danish legend. Wasn't he? Pedersen? Danish?
Pedersen. No, he's Norwegian. He's
Is he
from the north.
Norwegian? Wow.
Yeah. Played for Blackburn.
Yeah, I know he played for Blackburn. Yeah, we were linked with him.
Yeah.
We were linked with him.
He always scored against us.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And he had a hell of a left foot, left peg.
He did. He did.
And funny enough, he was right-footed originally.
I
His
remember.
dad made him play with his left foot.
Well, that's how you should do it. I tried to get Jake to play with his right foot, but it's like in one ear and out the other. Obviously, when you're as skilled as I am, you can play with 2 feet, no problem. But, no, actually, my left foot takes a lot of work. Trust me, even today. 2 questions to go. I like
big up.
Yeah, I like this question from Barman. Does the panel think we need to dodge any crowded markets and take a whiz-kid youngster for wing back? We're interested to see how young Diego Leon fits in when he arrives in July. So we could have done that market dodge already. We could have dodged the Gyökeres market, the Antony market, and we might have a gem in Diego Leon.
And we don't know that. We don't know that. Time will tell.
So, yes, I think it's a good question. I like that question.
Khalid coming in and say Cass raid. So a lot of people coming in from Cass's channel. Big up, guys. Big up. We are reminder. We're just two subs away from 800 now.
If you could get us to 800s, there is a huge. I've just seen there's a huge amount of people just appeared. So Khalid and everybody who's coming from Kaz's channel.
Yes, big up Kaz, the legend. Thank you, Kaz, for helping us out.
Doing that. Jarvis, do you know who DJ Superfly guy is referring to? He is a 6'5" French striker from Villarreal called Thierry Barry.
Thierry Barry. Okay, no.
I've never heard of him. Maybe you could have a look at him. While we're doing that, I'll go through some comments. There's loads watching, guys. Brilliant raid from Cass. Absolutely brilliant raid. If you could all smash a like, and there's Jamie DM me. Let's see if I can find Jamie's comments.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go through this. Guys, we are doing the Q&A session. So for the new arrivers, if you have any questions about anything, just ask us. We will do like 10 more minutes.
So basically, Jamie's saying that Gyökeres has done a podcast saying he knows which is his next club. Rushmano, do you know? Have you heard? Can you give Jamie any information about that? That'd be really interesting. A couple of guys saying Jarvis said loan Cheeto out. Genghis Khan said he'd send him out on loan, which is interesting. Let's have a quick look. We haven't dodged it. Ahmed is free from Haram. Says we haven't dodged it. Diego Leon is not a gem. He isn't ready at all. Needs so many loans before he can play top flight football. Interesting, brilliant.
Okay, I don't know if any of you have any more information about the Diego Leon. From the looks of it, he looks like a grown man, 17 years of age. But he coming from the South America, we've never played in Europe, so it will take a lot of time just to adjust. And I think this is I agree with Ahmad is free from Teneram. It's a long-term signing. We have 200 people watching, so let's just break through this one. Tierno Barrio. I don't know if we've been linked to this guy. He plays forward, 11 goals, 4 assists, XG of 12.5, as we can see. So he underperforms his XG a little bit. 5 goals in the Super League. I don't know if that's a Spanish Cup, maybe. And when you look at his FB referables,
Yes,
his stats, his goals are quite good, 60, 70 percentile by the looks of it. He passes. Ooh, his passing is not good as a striker, but that's not the main thing. He's a ball carrier. He's in the 78th percentile. He likes to carry the ball. He's a semi-medium, okay dribbler, 59 percentile, 0.7 dribble take on every game, and aerial 3.84 per game, so 86 percentile. So he's probably a quite big lad. Well, it doesn't say.
he's a big lad, isn't he? By the looks of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, looks interesting. Maybe one to look out for. So thank you for that.
Jamie's says Gyökeres, it's definitely an English club. So Jamie's had that information come through. JR says Leon reminds me of a young Antonio Valencia. I hope he's half that good. So interesting take on Diego Leon at the moment. It'd be quite interesting to see when he comes, now he settles in. This one's an interesting one from Naz, though. With regards to Barry, apparently Alex Benaya puts everything on a plate for him.
Okay.
Well, that's quite interesting. We need that type of thing as well.
Big up, Naz. Big up,
Naz. Gyökeres going to United now that Arsenal prioritise Sesko, or Shesko, as the commentators say. How high is the chances? Do you predict, Stu?
You have to pronounce it like a Urbane. Shesko or Sean Connery.
Shesko.
King of Country.
Oh God, fucking hell. Jesus. I'm sorry, guys. Fucking Jarvis. I don't know what's in that snooze he's got, but fucking doolally tonight. Jesus. Fucking hell. I'd say 50-50. Dinero, really. I did read, you're right, that Arsenal were prioritising Sesko. I would say 50-50. What do you think, Jarvis?
I think we can do the deal. It's all up to Gyökeres, and now we have confirmed that he wants to go to the Premier League. This came out now. Rashmano sent me some updates. So it says breaking: Victor Gyökeres has decided to sign with a club in England. So that's from Record Portugal. I'm not 100% convinced when it comes to these Portuguese sources, but it's what they're saying. So
y'all are saying could go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Dave thinks it's Arsenal. Dave 147 thinks it's Arsenal. It's a tough one. We've not really heard anything, have we, Jarvis? And I know it's a tough one, Gyökeres. Difficult one. Thanks for your question, though, but a difficult one, that one. Rushmana saying that Arteta wants Shesko. That's been in the works for a while, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen Seti Atiki. I've seen, where did I read something about Atiki today?
But I just want to say, when it comes to Arteta and the Arsenal way of playing, it reminds me, reminds us about Manchester City and how they want to play football.
Yeah.
And I think if they bring in a player like Gyökeres, they have to change their style of play, the way of play. With a striker like that, I don't think it will suit them. I think he would have to do as Pep did when he brought in Højlund. He had
Holland,
to change Holland. Sorry. So that, I think that's the reason why Arteta don't want Gyökeres. So I don't think he's Arsenal bound.
I think you're interestingly enough, Jarvis. I actually think Marmoush is a better system player for Guardiola than Haaland.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I do. Brilliant question.
Liverpool, that's a whole different story.
Well,
I think Arne Slot is a guy who can find the best of players to adapt to his players and get the best out of them.
I think if Gyökeres goes to Liverpool but I don't think they can afford Wirtz and Gyökeres. if
Well,
they're
you
putting
never
their
know with
money,
Liverpool. They have money
yeah, but if they're putting
somewhere hidden
they're
up
gonna,
in their
yeah, but they're going to
mattress.
have to put they're going to have to put 120 million probably on the table, aren't they, for Verts? Because Leverkusen want 150, don't they?
Mm.
They've offered 104, and 104 was kicked back. So you either kick back 104 million. So 115, 112, 115, maybe 120, 60 for Gyökeres. I don't see it. I could be wrong. Unless they can remove Nunes.
But Rashmano comes in and say Ketia is the Liverpool guy.
I knew it. I'd read somewhere Wishrano, and I couldn't remember a TK or a Tekie, whatever you pronounce it. I thought he was already destined for somewhere. Daenerys got another question for us. Again, could we expect more than 60 plus goals next season with Mbeumo, Cunha, and Gyökeres as a front three? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think you'll get 35, maybe you could even get 40 with Mbeumo and Cunha together. Really.
And if you put Gyökeres into the mix, you're talking
and
an extra 25 goals.
And if Bruno stays, I think, absolutely. I think Dinero. Trevor Wade, favourite holiday destination and why? That's an interesting one. It really is an interesting one. I would have to say Austria. I love Austria. It's where I live. It's very green, very hilly. There's a lot of cosmopolitan areas, 5 miles away from me, but in the areas where it's green and hilly, and Austria is a beautiful country. So I was just recently in Austria, Vienna, and travelled down to Slovakia to take a trip on the Danube. Bratislava, take a trip on the Danube, and absolutely loved it. So for me, Austria, I'll just say I love Austria. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah, I have so many favorites. I have traveled a lot in my life, so one of the most interesting places I've been was Goa, India.
India,
Do you ever want to try something different? That was, and the people there are so nice, fairly cheap prices. You could go out eat for a tenner for a full family of 3. So yeah.
Do we know anything about that?
No. Where give us a link. Give us something.
Give us a link on that one. There's a game of TV has popped in with something. Just bear with us 1 second. Here we go. Oh yes, here we go. Simon Jones, Mail Sport. I don't know. I don't know Game of TV on that one, but thanks for sharing that one with us, pal. But I'm not 100% sure. But he's also come back with an honour was also expected to leave this summer. This is also from Simon Jones at the Mail.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Really interesting, that one.
The only thing I have on Kobe Mainoo is this one this came out late yesterday, and United Loyals with the same from the Muppeteers that Kobe Mainoo is working with a club appointed to appoint strength and conditioning coach over the summer to improve his speed and explosiveness. And Stu, you are a specialist when it comes to speed and explosiveness. I see you as a explosive and pacey player. So do you think this is the right move from Mainoo just to work on this?
Right, so let's get this straight. Just because I milked the Nicolas Jackson faux pas, okay, there's no need to rub in the slowness of me. I want to tell you something. Actually, look, if that's true, then I think
in your line of work, do they call you James May?
Yes, they do.
Definitely,
the mighty Tipton Town definitely call me James May. We've got our we've got our presentation evening this weekend and our first training session. We're starting pre-season this month. They will be the slowest man possible in the Tipton Town squad. We're going to put his name first, so that by the time he gets to us, we'd have done the whole squad by the time he gets to us. That's what they're going to be doing. So we need one more sub, guys. The Vootinator is telling us one more sub.
Yes.
We can get to one more to get to 800 would be brilliant. Look, I've always suggested, and I've always said this, Jarvis, and I will maintain this. I think players should be way, way more considerate of or considered in their approach. If they haven't got that explosive pace, hire a coach, hire a fitness speed coach. Cristiano Ronaldo did it. Hire a coach to get that explosiveness over 10 or 15 yards. We've spoken about the importance of it, haven't we? If you can get 3 or 4 yards ahead of a player, you're never going to catch him. You'll never get that 4 yards back unless you've got that explosiveness off the line.
And Kobe is starting to be like I think he gained a little bit too much muscle mass.
I also don't think he was fit when he came back. I don't think he's fit. If we can get him fit in the summer, he'll be a huge, huge, huge asset. Breaking news. Nicolas Jackson's the 800.
Yes, guys, you gotta look at this. This is really important. We have this one. What's your thoughts? Man United interested in signing Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson.
Do you know what the funny bit for me is? They've actually put striker in the same sentence. A fucking striker. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. We've got one more question, guys. And De Niro's.
Look at him.
I'm sorry. GJ Superfly guy says anything on Diego Leon. Only that he's coming to the club in July. That's as much as really is an update that we've got on that one, GJ Superfly guy. De Niro's coming then with this question. If Bruno were to be sold, Vitinha. Oh, my life. That'd be a dream. I think he's fantastic, Vitinha. Money-wise, we could afford him, but would he ever leave? No, he'd never leave PSG. He just wouldn't. What a dream signing he would be.
I would drive myself to Paris and drive him to Manchester if possible.
Pick him up. Pick him up. A fantastic player.
Yeah.
Now, I thought he had a quiet Champions League final. But in Douai, I mean, fucking hell, how good
did you see that pass for the first goal? The through ball?
Yeah.
Find a player like this.
I know. They're such a good side, PSG, aren't they?
Brilliant.
One more question then, and then Jarvis, you can wrap up. And this is from Big Trev.
Big up, Trev.
Had to go back in time. What game would you have went to that you missed? Oh, I tell you what it would be, and this is going back in a long time. It might have been in 80 and 81, something like that. Manchester United were beaten 5-3 by West Brom, by West Bromwich Albion. It was a horrible. The pitch was awful, but West Brom had Cunningham and Regis, Remy Moses, that type, and we had Koppel and that type of that era of player. So that would be the game I would love to have gone back to, because it was end to end. I remember watching it at home on Match of the Day, and I loved it. So that one, or the 79 FA Cup final, which I just couldn't make that. I was watching it at home, and I'd love to have been there. Although we got beat, I would love to have been at that game. Those are my take.
Are we talking about United game or
any game? I think, but for United, those would be the one.
Yeah, well, the most legendary game of them all, England Argentina 1986, 2 Maradona goals.
Look at that
one. Oh yeah,
Italy versus Brazil, of course. Fucking hell, that game in '82 World Cup. Yeah. Maybe I should.
Belli scoring that goal. Alto Belli.
Yeah,
Remember?
maybe I should have said if it's non-Man United, Trev, it's got to be 1978 World Cup final. Mario Kempes,
Yeah.
the tango, the flowing locks, Lukic. Yes, 1978 World Cup final, any day of the week, and twice on Sundays. But at the Brazil-Italy game, I can remember that game. I mean, what the players on the pitch that day were just bellissimo.
But
Guys,
there was corruption involved, and Argentina didn't win it fair and square, according to the rumors. But that's history.
Yeah, well, it's true. Ladies and gents, that concludes the Q&A.
Yes, and now for some transfer updates on Nicolas Jackson. We will start talking about Nicolas Jackson.
Jarvis is now going to go, oh my God, Nicolas. It'll be Nicolas fucking Jackson at this rate.
But this was the one that Jamie was talking about. This came out. Rosmano just sent it to me. Is Kobe Mainoo is likely to leave Man United alongside with Garnacho, according to Simon Jones, Daily Mail Sport. But Daily Mail, how do you rate Daily Mail, Stu? Are they semi-reliable?
No, I don't rate the Daily Mail.
No.
So the Vutinator comes in, Argentina, 78. 90 was close, 78 was, the ticker tape and everything about it, magical. What about the Negrete goal in Mexico, 86? Can you imagine being in the
volley?
Maracana for that volley. Negrete! Oh,
no, it was Mexico Stadium. It's now
it wasn't the Maracana. It was in Mexico City Stadium, was it?
Yeah.
I just remember the goal. I mean, it was just fucking.
Well, yeah. I just Rosmano.
Have we done 800? Have we done 800 subs? That's the question. Have we done 800 subs? Passarella as well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
800.
800 subs. Yes. Thank you. Whoever the 800 subs. Oh God. He's got a whistle there. He's got That's brilliant. We are. Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. That's
800 people subscribing to Stu and me, just sitting here and waffling for 2 hours, and now 2 hours and 21 minutes. It's been a long show, Stu. Do we want to leave on a high note to wrapping it up right now, or do you have any more to cover?
No, I think that's it, unless we change our name to the Two Footballing Geeks, or the Two Footballing Nerds, or Two Old Nerds, Two Old Geeks.
Why do you have to put in old?
Well, that's true. I mean, we don't look old, do we?
Still in my 40s. I'm not.
We're fresh-faced, aren't we? Bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you to Nicolas Jackson. He probably has. It's probably Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas fucking Jackson. Oh, dear.
Some update on the Mainoo thingy. Info on Mainoo is he's going to be given a physical coach to improve his fitness, as Amorim coaches has identified certain aspects that needs to be improved to get into the first team consistently. And we talked about pace and power.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for clarifying that one. And a lot of people coming in with congratulations. Well done, gents from Gaming Simp. Big up, Gaming Simp. Good to see you, old friend. One of the legends from the Flying Pig channel, Gaming Simp. Nash comes in 1,000 subs, smokes cigar like Marcelo Lippi.
Oh, that's a good idea, that is. Yeah, we'll do that.
Maybe, yeah.
We can do that. I don't smoke, but I would do a cigar. Oh, okay,
well, we should just buy one of those cigars, having them ready just to.
Yeah, we should.
Like in a glass manter or something, like just break the glass.
Dave 147 has come in with Jarvis on a high note. Can you do a Jackson falsetto, Jarvis? There's no way I can do it. Jackson. I can't sing, period, Dave. So I can do a falsetto or barn setter or whatever else setter you want. But we've got 801 subscribers.
Oh,
Stephanie
on our way
Griffin.
to 900.
On our
Just
way to
99 away.
On our way to 900. If we get to 100 likes as well, that would be over the next few hours. Be absolutely.
And we are on 83 likes for this show. So let's try to reach 100. If you're watching this in a rerun, please smash the like.
Please. Yeah. Smooth criminals, absolutely. The old Jackson
criminal.
The old Jackson 5 is going to be coming out.
Yes, and Hoku to Sin Ken coming in and say congratulations.
Galazzo. Thank you.
900
boxing string sword says 900 to 2 dyes his hair blonde. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Me blonde. Jeez.
Yeah, I think you should take one for the team. Do that.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Kadeen.
I don't need to do that. You know how blonde.
Evening, gents. Pleasure, Kadeen. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely.
Yes, Kadeen Thomas. Thank you. And by the way, after the show, please, guys, leave a comment in the non-live section. Give us your thoughts on the latest transfer rumors and Mbeumo. What does it mean for you? Do you really think Mbeumo will strengthen the team? Will he do better than Garnacho? Can he actually put Ahmad out of the number 10 position on the right-hand side? Yeah. Is Ahmad or is it Mbeumo actually who is playing wing back next season? We will see. So thank you, everybody. It's been a great show. Jamie Wayne, Genghis Khan Jr., Rushmano, Stephanie Griffith coming in, Trevor Wade, Day 147, Kadeen Thomas, Boxing Straight Talk, Huku to Sin Ken coming in with that beautiful name.
Keep going.
Yalim Almin, all you legends. Sorry for not mentioning your name. It would have been a great show without you guys. Thank you, everybody. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new. And Stu and I will be back on the next show. I don't know when, but hit that bell and you will get a notification.
Might try and do one at the weekend, might we? Maybe.
Yes, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe.
Footy Wednesday.
Okay, then Thursday.
Maybe Thursday. Might be able to do Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's been a good show. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you on the next.
All the best.
Have a good night. Bye.
Good night.